It's recording. Yay. Okay. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions at all, please put them in the chat. Well, so far, there's only one question in the chat right now. So I want to make sure that you guys are putting that in there. And even leaders, like asking your teams, like, what do you want to hear about tonight? I don't care if you haven't had a chance to ask them today at all. Reach out to a couple of them and be like, hey, is there any questions that you might have that you want answered tonight on Team Zoom if they're on the Zoom right now? But I want to, hold on one second, you guys. 1 second, please. I'm so Okay, sorry, that was my mom. I had to tell her I'm doing Team Zoom right now. Anyway, so I wanted to, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kenzie. You guys, I'm one of the Double Diamond leaders in our team page. Been in for 7.5 years, you guys, and I am just really, really passionate about this business. I am loyal to this business. I am loyal to our team. I am loyal to I am just so committed. Like my roots are here. You guys, like I said before the recording started, is like, you know, we've been in for a bit. We're a little bit seasoned and we know some different things about the business. Okay. And so I want to make sure that I help you guys. So ask the questions in the chat. I need to make sure that I'm not going to send whatever I say in the chat directly to Cami. Okay, there we go. So you guys, one of the biggest questions that I got it on the team page, on the thread that I posted, and I got it privately messaged to me. And it was basically like time management. And Crystal, I'm going to get to your question too, that you're talking about needing help and knowing your password and stuff like that. So as far as time management guys, as far as time management goes, okay, I feel like that's going to be something that is ever changing. Okay, I want you to, number one, give yourself grace and allow yourself to be flexible, to be committed, and to prioritize and be consistent, but also allow yourself to be flexible because, again, I've been in this business for 7.5 years, you guys. I've went through a lot of life. Okay, a lot of life in this business. I've worked it through working primarily off social media. When I first got started, there wasn't a whole lot of social media going on as far as actual building. It was more kind of like you were a little bit of networking, like getting connected with like people that you went to high school with or the current people that you were like surrounded by. But other than that, I don't even know how many friends I had. It was probably somewhere around 200, maybe if that, when I first started. And so a lot of it was like belly to belly type stuff, like parties, like in-home parties and events and like vendor shows and a lot of in-person stuff, which is really cool because even though we have this amazing and incredible platform of social media and several different platforms now, right? It's not all Facebook. We got Instagram, we got TikTok. There's people that are doing stuff on like Twitter and Snapchat. I don't even know about all of that. But I do know Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Okay. And so you are able to build on those platforms. But what I'm getting at, you guys, is that you're joined this business, and I'm assuming that you joined not just to make like $20 and hit the road toad. Okay. I'm assuming that you're here for like a legit reason of like, all right, listen, I want to make an income. Like I want to pay for gas, groceries. I want to pay for student loans. I want to pay for XYZ. Okay. You have this thing of why you got started. So what I want you to know is that you're here and you're here for like long term, right? Most people, when they get started, they don't, or when before they even think about getting started, don't even realize that this is a business that people do long term and that they replace their full-time incomes, right? But that takes time, that takes going through some things, that takes learning, that takes growing pains, that takes learning curves, that takes experience, that takes, you know, time, essentially is what I'm getting at. And so if you are here for the long haul because you are wanting to do the smaller things, or you want to replace your income, or you want to triple your income, or whatever it is, you are going to go through different things in your life. One thing that I have heard and known, as I'm sure all of you guys have experienced, is that about every 6 months, something happens, whether that's good or that's tough. Okay. Something happens, meaning that you either have a baby or a job change, or people lose babies, or people lose family members, or people lose jobs, or people start other jobs, or people get married, or people get divorced, or people get, you know, like they move across the country, or they sell their house, or they adopt like 7 dogs. I don't know, but like every 6 to 9 months or so, people have some sort of like change. Okay. The change comes, right? Whether that be good or bad. And so it's important that I tell you to keep in mind when you are trying to think of how you're going to build this business. Okay. It might sound like I'm talking long and boring on this, like Kenzie, get to the point, but I'm just saying this to say that you have to give yourself grace and you have to be flexible. Be committed, be consistent, and be plugged in, be all those things and be intentional, but remain flexible on the how, because life happens all the time, right? And I mean, we've all lived through 2020, so we realize like things can go really unexplained. Unexplainable things can happen, right? We lived through 2020. But like you're going to like bob and weave through a bunch of stuff, okay? Just like life happened before this business, life is going to happen while you're in this business, okay? And so I worked this business through work, going to school full time and a job and 2 kids, to being pregnant, and then to being pregnant again, and then having 4 kids, and then, not working, just going to school and doing the business, and like all sorts of different things. I moved, we bought a house, like I got married right before the business. And then, then I've been able to like do this business full time. I lost my dad being within the business. I lost a parent, my mom had a stroke after that. Like long year-long things have happened. Now I've taken her under my wing, and we've kind of joined up, and I take care of her full time, you guys. Like just things like I was separated from my husband for 2 years. So I was single mom in it for 2 straight years while taking care of my mom. You guys, my house has burned down. Many people don't even know that part of my story. It burned down while my husband and I were separated, and I didn't even take anything with me, you guys. Like everything was still at our house. So we literally like lost pretty much everything. And so, and then, now we've, since are together, and last weekend, my mom fell and broke her hip, you guys. She broke her hip, and now finally, I've gotten her in the rehab facility. So this whole entire last week has been insane. And it has also reminded me of a lot of things of like how we get to build this business, and how we have control of only 2 things. We have control over our effort, and we have control over our attitude. Okay. And you get to build this business now from your phone. Okay. It's from your phone. I want you to realize, just take a second and like let go of all the crap right now. I literally, okay, whatever you're doing right now, please like listen in on me. I know a lot of people don't have their cameras on, which is fine. You might not be able to have your camera on, or you don't want it on. That's cool. I don't care. But at least listen for just 1 second. I want you to take a deep breath. Like just like take a deep breath. And I want you to just be like, all right, just like let go of the BS for a second. Let go of the BS, let go of the tension, let go of the stress, let go of the 20 million things that you have to do tonight before you even go to bed. The stuff that you already know that's coming for this week, just let it go for just a second and be like, all right, shaking it off. Like it's gone. Okay. I'm here and I'm present in the moment for just a second. Okay. We get to build a business and make an income, like legitimate income, by working from our cell phone. We don't have to worry about hurrying up and getting to work. We don't have to worry about hurrying up. Like you might be working a full-time job. So many of you are working a full-time job. Okay. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this way that you decided to bring in an extra for whatever it is. Okay. You join for that reason, and you get to do that from Facebook, from texting, from posting to your story on Instagram, to making TikTok videos, silly TikTok videos that can involve your kids. You get to do it from your phone. Okay. Like I want you to cut all the crap, peel it all away, and just remember the simplicity of what we do and how awesome it is. And we get to do it from our phone. Our phone, we already pay the dang bill every month. That's not an extra. So we're not paying gas to get to work. We're not paying for sitters. We're not paying for nothing extra. Essentially, we're not. We're doing it from our phone, posting on social media. And we have a team that shows us what to post about. We have a team that shares product results with us that we can use for our business. We don't have to recreate that. We don't have to recreate posts. We don't have, other than like the ones that we're talking about our personal selves, right? We don't have to create all of this special marketing stuff. We get to show up as who we are, exactly who you are. And then we get to be encouraged to become the best version of ourselves. I don't bring somebody in. Okay. Let me tell you this. So like Angelica, for instance, I didn't bring Angelica in the business to teach Angelica how to be me. I didn't do that. I brought Angelica in the business to teach Angelica how to work this business being herself. And then Angelica is going to bring Cami in and teach Cami the same thing. Cami, we get to build this business being ourselves, pushing out of our comfort zones to be the best versions of our own selves, and then go out and teach even more people. Same with Crystal, bringing people in. Same with Chrissy, bringing people in. Same as Shelly, bringing people in. Same as Kim, Carissa, Jess, Paige, Cecilia. Okay, everybody. That's what we get to do, right? And I kind of had like a weird, like little, I don't even know, a weird little aha moment today when I was in the car. I was actually listening to another leader. She was doing a live video. I was listening to her, and I wrote down a couple notes that I wanted to say tonight. And you know what? Kenzie can't find them. I can't find them. I don't know where the heck they are. I lost them somewhere between the car and the house. But what I realized today, and I was talking to Kim about it, and I said, you know, I truly feel like my personal mission, you guys, is that I want to show so many other broken people that they can become the best version of themselves, and they can succeed, and they can change so much of their family's lives using the vehicle of It Works. Okay? Like, we get to use the vehicle of It Works, just being ourselves, but driving the vehicle of It Works. And that's what's going to take us to wherever we want to go. There's so many different people on our team, and I love that. I love that. I feel like y'all are so good at showing people who you are. And that's what's bringing more people in and more people in and more people in, because we're just showing that we're broken, we're imperfect, we are a hot mess, we are all the things at any given moment. And we get to build a business doing that. We don't have to buy a special uniform. We don't have to buy special shoes. We don't have to put on this fake persona. We get to show up. Granted, I'm not like people, I'm not saying go post your baby mama, baby daddy drama all up on Facebook and like, you know, be negative. That's not what I'm saying. I obviously encourage people to be positive and things like that, but I say show the real you, right? Right. And so how I'm getting at this as far as the whole time management piece is the fact that I wanted to break it down to what it is that we actually do, right? We build a business from our phone. So sometimes when we have so much other outside stuff going on, it can seem so easy to feel so overwhelmed with the business and put the business down, right? We feel like we have all of this stuff happening. Our world is spinning. I got my full-time job. I got the kids. I got my husband. I got this emergency that happened. These bills are stressing me out. Like, I got a stimulus check, so I feel balling for a hot second. Maybe I don't really need my business because I don't have the pressure of my bills coming, right? Whatever it is. So we put our business down. And I want to tell you that you don't have to do that, and you probably shouldn't. Because if you choose to put the thing down that is going to take you to, because the stimulus checks are going to go away, right? You're eventually going to have the other bills paid, maybe, right? You're like once that other thing that's happening right now, that's going to be done, and then there's going to be a new thing. Like, for instance, my personal situation, you guys, I can only share from personal experience, okay? And like my mom, right? She broke her hip. Oh, hell broke loose. had to be at the hospital for a whole day. Then I was in and out of the hospital all week long. My kids had 2 half days and no school on another day. And I was like, what the crap is going on of all weeks? It's got to happen this week. This is crazy. This is insane. I'm like, this is one of my biggest months of the year that I'm wanting to push so hard with my business, push so hard with all of you guys that have such incredible goals to get where you want to go. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? Right? Like, how am I going to do this? I wanted to just be like, I'm not doing nothing. Like, I didn't even feel like doing the Zoom tonight because my stomach hurts. I'm hungry and I just want to go sit down and I want to eat and I want to shut everything off. That's what I want to do. But that's not going to get any of us anywhere we want to go. And so, what my point was is that after my mom after she got out of the hospital, right? Now she's gone to rehab. So now I'm like helping her and communicating and doing all the things at rehab, right? Then I could be like, oh my gosh, things are so busy. I can't do anything because she's over here and I don't know what's going on. And I got to keep going back and forth visiting her. And I got to keep going back and forth, dropping stuff off, picking stuff up, meeting with this person, having a call with this person, on the phone with the insurance, on top of all of my normal life stuff, right? So can't work my business. Then she's going to come home. She's going to come home. And then what? Then it's going to be a whole nother mess of things after she comes home. Then I'm going to have to deal with in-home therapies. I'm going to have to hire even more people to help us out at home for the things that she's going to need. Then I'm going to have to do then she's going to be here and it's going to be crazy. And then I'm going to do what? Say, oh gosh, I got to set my business down because now mom's home. So what my point is that every single time something happens, it does, at the end of the day, you guys, it doesn't really matter as far as stopping you from doing what you want to do to get to your goals. What it does mean is that you can tweak a little bit of how your day looks. You can tweak a little bit of your schedule. You can tweak a little bit of how you get your 6 list done, of how you get your daily task list done. You can tweak that stuff up, right? You can tweak that. So what I'm saying is that even when something happens, even when that goes away or you find a solution to that thing, something else is going to come along and replace it, which is funny because like I'm always like, when people tell me they don't have time to join this business and to start, and they tell me, well, I'll do it when things slow down. I giggle to myself because I always want to be like, girl, listen, things are not going to slow down. The thing that you're waiting to get rid of before you start this business, something else is going to come up along the way and replace it. You're always going to be like that, right? And then I don't know if any of you, I don't even know if my story posted the other day. I have no idea if it posted. Because Instagram is being weird. But like I heard somebody say this. They were like, you literally are like, oh my gosh, I have all of this stuff on my plate. Like I have like all of this stuff on my plate, right? Like I have kids, I have business, I have spouse, I have school, I have meetings, I have this person's issue. My BFF is having marital trouble. Like gotta get groceries. I got like, what is all this? You got all of this stuff, right? It's kids in sports. I volunteered over here. This person is needing my help over here. Oh gosh, the school called and blah, blah, blah. And you have all of this on your plate, right? And I don't know if y'all believe in God or not. Okay. You can believe in God. You can believe in the universe. You can believe in a fairy. I don't care. But in my mind, I'm thinking, well, God's probably like, I didn't put all that on your plate. I didn't put all that on your plate. So some of the stuff that we have on our plates isn't really ours to carry. And so some of it you can take off. Some of it only needs to be on your plate for a short time. Or some of it you can take off and you can put back on your plate later. But some of it is not meant to be on your plate right now, right? And so I was like, ooh, because I'm really good. I'm really good at putting a whole mess of things on my plate. And I'm good at putting other people's messes on my plate. That's what I'm good at. I'm good at taking on a whole lot of stuff for a lot of people. Okay. And so maybe some of you are like that too. Maybe you're like, gosh, I feel like I need to be all the things for all the people. You're a yes person where you're like, I just say yes, 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 because you feel like you can fix it all and that you can handle it all. But I'm going to tell you right now that it is okay to say, I can't do that right now. It is okay to say, I would love to, but I have some other priorities that I have to take care of for right now. I would love to help you, but I'm sorry, I cannot. And you know what? You don't owe nobody no explanation. You owe nobody an explanation. Okay. Obviously, unless it's like your spouse or something, and they're asking you to, like, take on another responsibility or activity or something. But then that's when you talk to them too and be like, listen, here's where I'm thinking our priorities are and should be. And I'm hoping that you support me on that. And this is what my goals are. And this is what I want to do. Okay. This is not me saying y'all need to shut everything off other than the business and stay tunnel vision and go on the business. This can apply to anything. This can apply to anything in your life. Okay. And so I am just like basically saying, what is on your plate that you can take off? What's on your plate that you can take off? Think about that tonight. Okay. What's on your plate that is most important? Or maybe something's not even on your plate that should be on your plate that is most important. Right. And so, but basically, I did, again, wanting to peel back all the layers and be like, guys, we build this through social media. Okay. We do it from our phone. Don't overcomplicate this. Don't overcomplicate this. Because let me tell you something that I've done in the past where I'm like literally so stressed out and so like blah because of everything else that's going on in my life. And I'm like, I can't even work my business right now. Right. Like I can't even focus. But I will have picked it up and scrolled Facebook. Or I start all of a sudden needing to, like, I have to get all the laundry done and I have to get it all done right now. Or I have to, oh my gosh, like my kitchen is like, I can't take it anymore. I have to deep clean my kitchen today. And you're like, oh my gosh. And you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go do that. And it's just because your mind is trying to like play games on you, and it's wanting to say like you need some instant gratification, and it's like, oh, you're doing all of this and it's making you feel busy doing the things, right? Or maybe you're just like literally so, things are literally crazy. Things are literally crazy and you cannot squeeze any more of your day out in an area anywhere. All of the things that are on your plate have to be on there. They are priority. And you're just at a point where you're like, listen, I don't know what to do. I got my plate set. I got my priorities set. I just need to figure out how I can do this. And you guys, that's when I encourage you to, again, step back and look at the simplicity of the business from your phone. And we say this all the time, we build our business in nooks and crannies. We build our business in nooks and crannies. Where are the nooks and crannies at that you're missing? Okay. Where are the nooks and crannies at that you're missing? And maybe you're just at a point where you're uninspired with your business and with yourself and what you're doing. Maybe you're uninspired. You kind of fell off a little bit. So you feel a little guilty and you don't know where to start, or you feel a little distracted, or you feel a little defeated. So you're like, I don't know where to push at, where to start. And let me tell you, you start at start. You know what we do to build this business. So what you do is you go put on that song or that inspirational motivational speaker, and you put on their video and you just pour into you. You have a little dance party, you do whatever, you go put a post up and you just start messaging the people. You start following up, you start contacting your team, you start talking to your upline, you start. That's what you do. You do the next right move, right? Like Jade said at conference, you do the next right move. Where are your nooks and crannies? Maybe you need to do the thing that we did a couple Zooms back where we were like, all right, write down your day. Wake up to bedtime. Every single thing that you're doing in your day at what time? 15-minute increments or 30-minute increments, whatever it is that you got to do. Hour increments, and figure out where you are finding some pockets that you can actually do the things, right? And so I can tell you, when you are feeling inspired and when you are feeling on fire with your business, you find the time, right? Like you legitimately, you're like, you don't care. You find that the time's there. It's only when you're feeling a little bit uninspired and a little bit defeated is when I feel like we don't know when to build the business, or we're getting frustrated about when we're going to fit it in, how we're going to work it, right? And we're like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how to do it. Like, I can't find time. I can't find time. And then you just kind of like keep sinking further in that little hole, right? And so, and then there's a lot of things going on right now, a lot of good things, so many good things, right? Sometimes it's literally like so many good things are happening to where you're like, holy crap, like, I don't know how to keep up with everything, all the sales, all the promotions, all the enrollment promos, all of these things. And I'm just trying to like do my regular follow-up. And now I'm trying to like fit in, letting everybody know about all this crazy, amazing things that's happening, right? So I'm looking at all the people on, and there is most of you that I are either new or you are somebody that is working for a big promotion. Okay. Whether you're trying to go emerald, ruby, diamond, double. Okay. Y'all are pushing for those ranks this month. And it is the middle of the month. We are smack dab in the middle of the month. All right. So what I encourage you to do is to, like I always say, look back. Has what you've been doing this month worked for you? Is it working? Are you bringing in enrollments? Are you staying on task? Are you doing your daily things? If you are, freaking keep going. Keep going. And I even encourage you to take it up a percent. Take it up a 2. What is Tony Robbins say? It's that 2 millimeter shift, like that really, really tiny, teeny, tiny millimeter shift. And then that can change the whole entire direction. Like, cause seriously, you guys, like it's not about like sitting down and having like your whole life together. Cause like I said at the beginning of this Zoom, we're just a bunch of broken people being successful. That's what we are. Imperfect, broken, like whatever people pushing forward, and we're succeeding. Okay. So you're not going to have it all together. All the ducks are never going to be in a row. I hate to break that to you guys, but all of the ducks, they ain't never going to be in a row ever. Like, it's just not happening. Right. So what happens is that we take what we got and we go with it. Okay. Because remember, we can control 2 things, your effort and your attitude. And so, the 2 millimeter shift. So like they give the example, like Tony Robbins gives the example in KK. They go, okay, so if you're in an airplane, right, and say we're in Michigan and we want to go to California, okay, and they set the little, I don't even know what it's called, the little thing, and they're like, all right, I want to go to California, all right. But if somebody goes in and they change the little thing by 2 millimeters and just like change it, and then the plane takes off, are they going to end up in California? No, they could end up in freaking Texas. That's like a little, not like across country, but that's going from one side of the country to like the middle of the country, right? And so just by making a 2 millimeter shift. So it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to totally like change your attitude, to change your effort, to change your accountability, to change the direction that you're going, to change your speed, to change your motivation, to change your inspiration, to change your mindset. 2 millimeters, that's all it takes. So it doesn't take having an office with a nanny that you can just work for 8 hours a day, no interruptions. And you also have the chef that is bringing you your meals. So you ain't even got to worry about that. You have your own private bathroom off of your office. So you're totally not interrupted. And you don't have to go even down the hall to use the bathroom. Like that, like, I mean, no, like that's not a thing. So you don't have to do that. So what you do have is that you have to have a good mindset. You have to have consistency. You have to have grace, and you just have to have effort. Okay. And you have to just remind yourself why you got started with this business. Remind yourself that you're going to be able to do it from your cell phone, and you have a badass team behind you that's going to help push you to your goal. Okay. So continue. Remember, you guys, ask some questions in the chat and let me know if some of you guys are like relating to this, so I don't feel like I'm like just spilling my guts out and I'm not making sense to anybody, and that I don't want to feel like I'm like talking about myself. But literally the only way that I can hopefully relate to you guys is to just share my personal experiences with things. Okay. And so, and another thing is like, you guys, whenever I've like gone through some really crazy things in my life since being in the business, I wasn't really as open with about it. And so I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do that with you guys, so that way you guys know that shit can hit the fan and you can still be successful. That things can go completely wrong for the day and you can still replace your income. Okay. You can be literally like just craziness can be happening, but you can still do this and that you are still qualified and that you still have what it takes. I want you guys to know that you have what it takes to do this business. I don't care what's going on. I don't even care if you've fallen completely off the wagon and your goal that you set at the beginning of the month seems so far-fetched now. Doesn't matter. You can still do it. We went through a half of a month, but we still have a whole half left. That's how much is left. We have a whole half of a month left and you can do this. Okay. So remind yourself of why you got started and then go through and figure out the nooks and crannies of your day. All right. And give yourself grace. You guys just know what to do. You know what to do. Get yourself re-inspired and allow that confidence to build on itself. Allow that inspiration and that motivation to build itself within what you're doing. Okay. Because it does not come before the work. A lot of us feel like, well, I'm going to wait until I get motivated to do whatever it is. But the thing is that if we wait for motivation, motivation doesn't show up on its own. It's created, just like momentum. Momentum doesn't create itself. It's created. How do you create momentum in your business? How do you create motivation in your business? How do you create movement and excitement within your business? You create it with your attitude and your efforts. And the better your attitude and the stronger and the more consistent your efforts are, that's where it's generated. It's like building a snowman. It's like, a roller coaster. It's got the momentum is created the whole way up. That's where it's created, and then going down and then up and whatever. Okay. But that you literally have to go up first, right? You have to create, it's got to get work. Work has to be done to bring the whole entire roller coaster up over that first hump before the motivation started, right? So thank you for that, you guys. And then do income producing activities first. Do the harder things first. Yes. And if so we always talk about like when you guys hear things like the meat and potatoes of the business or the meat and potatoes of what we do, you guys, that's the conversations. That's the follow-up. Okay. Those are the things that you need to make sure that you're doing and doing first, like Crystal said, like making sure that those are taking top priority. Because if you can do nothing, all of the things work together synergistically, you guys, but some carry a little bit more weight than others. Okay. So being in Messenger, like Crystal just said, being in those conversations and new conversations every single day is where it's going to be important. You can't just post up on your wall and post in your stories and then hope that that eventually you'll be in conversations, but today was so busy you weren't able to get in conversations. I'd rather you take that 5 minutes that you made a post and I'd rather you reach out to 5 to 10 people or to 20 people or whatever it is. Instead of sitting there thinking about what to post, go message, go talk to some people, go follow up with old people that you've already talked to, go get into people's inboxes or their texts or call them or do whatever, get into the conversations. Okay. Because that is what is going to be building your business. Everything else is like being in conversations is like the steak that's on your plate. Okay. The mashed potatoes and the gravy, that's the posting, the green beans, those are important, but like the steak is what everybody comes for, right? The steak is what is really going to be the heaviest part. That's what has the most protein. That's what has the most blah, 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 right? So those are the things that we need to focus on doing. So think about that as far as what you've been doing to build in your business, right? Are you in brand new conversations every single day? If you're having trouble with time management or you're having trouble with enrollments, are you having conversations with people? And how many are you having? And even if you're doing amazing with those conversations and you're not really having any trouble with time management, I would encourage to stretch yourself a little bit and give yourself goals to talk to some more people. If you're having no problem at all talking to the amount of people that you're talking to every single day and you're getting enrollments, step it up a little bit more, make that extra 2 millimeter shift, and then just see what that even does to your business, right? Crystal, I know you had a conversation about your password. You can reset your password. Just go to eSuite, and then there's a forgotten password button in there specifically. So if you need help with that, that's where you'll find it. But as far as like specific things, like what do you do to build your business? So, okay, it's Sunday. Okay, it's Sunday. We have a whole week ahead of us. What are you guys doing this week? Think about this. Like people, and I heard this the other day, this might be a little bit extra, a little bit much. This is more even on like the leaders and side of people that have been doing this. They got all the tasks down every day of how to build their business, right? They got these things down. So I want to talk to you guys for a second. So like essentially, like we're marketing, right? We're marketing for It Works. We're running a business, right? We're running a business. Okay. This is not a hobby. We are not stay-at-home moms with hobbies. You can be if you want to, but if you're wanting to earn an income, then I'm speaking to you in that sense. Okay, is that you are wanting to build a business. So let's take it seriously and get serious with your schedule. Do whatever it is that you can that is going to make your life easier. And even people that are like, Courtney, what is her name? I can't think. Courtney Vogel. Was it Courtney Vogel? I don't even remember. Courtney Board was her maiden name. Anyway, so she's a double ambassador with the company, and she, you guys, has like this little thing, and like a lot of other like bloggers and stuff like that do, which we're not bloggers or anything like that, or social media, like whatever. But we build our business online, and they also talk about how they schedule what types of things that they're going to post. Okay, so for instance, like if people, I'm just giving you guys examples. Okay. So like, for instance, if you guys get a subscription box, say for instance, you get a subscription box from Ipsy or whatever the heck it's called. I don't even know. Say if you already get one of those. All right. People are nosy. They want to know what you're doing. Okay. So I want you to pick a day that you are going to open your Ipsy thingy on live or on your story, or you're going to post about it or whatever. So you're going to offer value to people like, oh, Ipsy's doing this. This is what I got in my Ipsy bag. Like, open it up and just show people like, oh, I got this. It looks like it's for this. Oh, I got this. Looks like it's for this. Okay. And then I know that I'm going to go shopping for the kids on Saturday. So, and I know I like to go shopping at, Target or whatever. And so that day you're going to talk about how you're going to post about what you got the kids. You're going to talk about a deal that you got. Maybe you found something on clearance or something. You're going to be like, I'm going to post about it. Like, you're going to show your shopping haul. I don't know. Like something. Like they talk about how they specifically talk about, they schedule what they're going to be talking about. So how does that apply to you? If nothing else, what I even said applied to you as far as like those examples, but like, what are you doing this week? What are you doing this week that you can purposely share with people about it? I don't care how silly it is, you guys. Like, for instance, every time I go and visit my mom, I'm going to share about that because that's what I do. That's my life. I would be posting about that anyways. So I'm going to talk about that. I have a dentist appointment for Cheyenne on Wednesday. Okay. I have a dentist appointment for Cheyenne on Wednesday. I'm going to be talking about how I can sit in the waiting room and build my business and grow my network or answer messages while I'm in the waiting room for Cheyenne to go to the dentist. I'm going to talk about that. On Thursday, Michael has a conference and his parent teacher conferences. And then so I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about on Tuesday, my mom has a meeting with I have a meeting with the rehab place and all the therapists and all of this stuff. And I know that I'm going to make a post about that. Like there's several other things that I'm going to be doing, you guys, that I'm going to literally like just squeeze in the business in those different things. Are you working this week? What's your schedule like? What days are you not working this week? You guys, Crystal does a power hour Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Are you able to get on any of those this week, Monday through Friday? Are you able to get on one of those? She goes through the daily task list and helps you work through every single task that is on the task sheet. Okay. And then maybe you only have 30 minutes on Tuesday to hop on that power hour. Write that down in your planner. Oh, I can hop on the power hour for 30 minutes on Tuesday. Okay. I'm there. You can do that. And then you can post about that, about how you're on that power hour for that day, right? Um, pre-scheduling your posts, even those things that I said, I could be like, okay, so maybe you have a day off. When are you going to wash your hair this week? When are you going to wash your hair? This might sound silly. If you're a woman, you might not wash your hair every single day. Maybe you only wash your hair 2 to 3 times a week. Okay? What days are you going to wash your hair? Because you know the days that you wash your hair, you feel better, right? Those are the days that you're more than likely to put makeup on. Those are the days that you're more than likely to put a shirt or an outfit on that you feel a little like, ooh, like I feel better today. I'm not in yoga pants today, y'all. I feel good, like whatever. Okay? Take extra pictures that day. Go swap your shirt out from your closet, snap a picture, snap a picture. Go outside, snap a picture. Go into the kitchen, snap a picture. Sit on the floor in the living room, snap a picture. Kids, come here. We're going to take a selfie real quick. Make silly faces, snap a picture. Have one of your kids take a couple of pictures. Then you got like 20 different pictures. Then edit them, and then you have pictures to post on the days that you feel like I don't want to post a picture of what I look like today. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. Like maybe you'll post a picture of you that day looking a hot mess. Who knows? Take advantage of the time that you have on those days to take extra selfies. So they're just in your selfie bank. Maybe you might not use them for 30 days out, but you have them because you prepared, right? There's several other different things that you guys can do. Fitting in your personal development. Every single time that you are in the shower, I'm just going to say it. Every single time that you're in the shower, you should be listening to some type of personal development, whether it's personal, professional, or spiritual. Take that time to do that. Because it's literally like, take that time. It's quiet. Most likely, if you have kids, you might have one or two barging in on you. But most of the time, it's probably quiet, right? And you can take that time to pour into yourself because y'all are already probably feeling all this stuff from life, right? So take advantage of the time that you have and create it. Create a space where you can pour into yourself and do that while you're in the shower. Do that while you're on your way to work. Okay. I know I say all of this stuff all the time, right? Most of you are probably like, yeah, Kenzie, we've heard all the freaking tips. We've heard all of that. But that's what I do. I only know what to tell you what I do and what I've heard. So I do that. So and then scheduling your posts, pre-typing your posts. So instead of like in bed when you're like laying there and you're like, okay, like I'm going to, take intentional time to write up some posts or write up some bullet points of whatever it is post related and put them in your note section or do whatever like that. Okay. And then that's pretty much the gist of it, you guys. Is just like figuring out and being inspired and getting yourself fired back up. Because if you're feeling frustrated, of being like, oh, like I'm frustrated and I don't know how to get the business in and I'm not getting the stuff done that I need to get done, you're more than likely feeling a little bit frustrated and inspired. And if you fire yourself back up again, you're going to find that time. Your mind is going to be more open to finding that solution and realizing again, simplicity. We do this from our phones. We literally take it with us when we pee. Okay. So, you can find it. You just got to be intentional. You just got to be committed. You just got to be, intentional. Yes, girl, you can get waterproof Bluetooth speakers from Five Below, y'all. Crystal says she found one on Amazon, and exactly right. It's a tax write-off. Get a post pre-ready every time you post one. Saves you time the next time. Exactly. If you're going somewhere in the car and somebody else is driving and your spouse is driving, take that time to answer some messages or do whatever, stuff like that. And then you guys, and I want to give you guys permission is don't feel guilty working your business and not doing some of the other things, because if you're truly doing this business for other people and for your family and for your guys's plural, right, lives, then you're doing good things. You might need to make some tweaks as far as if you're being intentional when you are working your business, right? Then you're golden. Maybe you need to be like, all right, and then okay. So the only time that that's ever like I've ever felt guilty for working my business is when I'm not actually being intentional and when I haven't communicated about it. Essentially, like with my family, like my kids know what my goals are this month. My kids know that I'm working really, really hard. And I every time that I am working, like that I'm plugged in and I'm working my business. Okay. You can guarantee that every time that I am working, I'm working my business. I am sending the messages out. I'm doing the follow up. I'm creating the post. I'm saving TikToks to my favorites. I'm doing TikToks. I'm doing whatever. Okay. So, like, I'm doing those things. So, when you are doing things for your business, right, and you're plugged in and you're working, do the work. Like, actually do the work. Because if you're just kind of like fiddling around and halfway working when you say that you're working, that's what's going to make you feel guilty later because you're like, oh, like I really got to get work done. And then you go to bed feeling guilty, not even for not spending the time elsewhere, but for the fact of like you feel stressed about your business because you're like, I feel like I'm not getting anything done. Well, girlfriend, it's because you're not being intentional. You're not really working your business when you're saying you're working your business. You're not really working your business when you know you should have worked your business, things like that. And so that's where you can get like, you know, get that crappy feeling from. Okay. So set little timers for yourself if you have to. For me, I can't, you guys, I can't really sit down and work my business for like 3 hours. I can't do that. Like my brain has had enough. Like, so that's another reason why I am thankful that I get to work this business because even at my like other jobs, I didn't want to do that same thing for 8 hours. I didn't want to. Like my brain was like, oh, okay, like let me go and do something else for a little bit. And so that's pretty cool that we get to do this for this business. Set a timer for 30 minutes, do the business. Do the business hardcore for 30 minutes, then turn around and go do something with your kids or go do something with the house or do something with your other business or go do something with school or whatever it is. Okay. Um, get a host to post up. They will bring you the most business and conversations. Exactly. Exactly. So that is pretty much it, you guys. That is pretty much all that I have. Know that that's just pretty much it. It's just be intentional with what you're doing. Find those pockets that are going to work for you. Be flexible on what those are. Be intentional. Be intentional with everything that you do. Just be intentional and give yourself grace. Be flexible with it. Get your pour into yourself so that way you're inspired, that you stay inspired, right? And that you you know, just make the next right move. Accept yourself of not being perfect. You're not going to be perfect. Not the way that you work this business isn't going to be perfect. The way that you fit it in isn't going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect for you and it's not going to be perfect for anybody else, right? We don't want to ever even bring anybody else into the business and make them feel that we have it all figured out. I still don't have all of this figured out. You guys, I'm a hot freaking mess. If you have ever been around me, even on a Zoom, just one-on-one with me, you know that I'm a hot mess. If you've been to my house, you know that I'm a hot mess. Okay. Like you just know that I'm just like, my brain is like a squirrel and I'm all over the place and everything is just crazy. And that I just try to show up and do my best in that moment. And that is all that we can do. Right. So the family call is going to be at 10. The family call is right on Mark Pentecost's Facebook page. He's our CEO, you guys. They are, I don't know who's going to be doing it tonight, but it will always be on Mark Pentecost's Facebook page. They go live right on there and 10 p.m. Eastern every Sunday, you guys, to get us prepped and ready for the week. And I just hope that you guys look forward to the week and feel a little bit better and know that you can step into it and get closer to your goals, being the imperfect you that you are and the hot mess that you are. And because I just feel like, you know, just let go of all the other stuff and just hone in on the fact that this business is so simple and that we get to do it from our phone and that we get control of that and we have control of our attitude and we have control of our efforts and we can do this. Okay. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm so excited to see how the rest of March goes. The boom on the cover photo, y'all, has been blowing up since March 1st. And I am so proud of you guys for that. The host posts have been blowing up. Give yourself a goal for the week of how many host posts you want to have up by the end of the week. Okay. If you get 10 up, a day, that's 70, right? That's 70 host posts by the end of the week. That's a whole lot of host posts, right? And so at least give yourself that goal to get 10 up a day. And then I can definitely tell you that will change your business by the end of the week, right? So happy Sunday. Thanks for hopping on, you guys. We will see you next week.